Welcome everyone to another night review. Today we have the 2022 Ram 1500 Limited, so top trim, luxury, and loaded. And in this night review, we're going to take a look at these front adaptive headlights, the interior and bed lighting, and get it out on the road so you can see just how well this does driving at night. Now let's go ahead and start with the exterior lights. If this is your first night review tuning in, be sure to check out some more. I do them on a pretty regular basis. But this is the Ram Limited. This one is loaded and luxurious. If you want to see a full review with all the details, I'll have that following this video. But first of all, look at these lights. So we have the top end premium adaptive LED lights. You've got the accent lighting that kind of surrounds the headlight above and below. Then you've got a quad beam LED. So you've got high and low beam LEDs, and these are even adaptive, and I'll show you that in a little bit. You see the top part of that headlight housing is what turns into the blinker, and then we have the LED fog lights that even aid in with our cornering and turning lights. So that's pretty sweet. These headlights do a really nice job, which I'll show you in a little bit. Some of the lower trims do not have as good of headlights, but I'll talk about that in a sec. Now the paint color on this Ram is the Patriot Blue. I think it looks nice. You'll see it better in my daytime review, but look at that huge blinker in the mirror. You can see the marker lights on the front and the back, and this truck's pretty blinged out with the 20-inch wheels and the chrome pieces on the side. And the taillights are also going to be LED. You can still see that mirror turn signal, which is great. I love the full LED taillight. Very tall vertical up and down design that you can see well from all angles. LED license plate lights as well. And let's look at the brake and reverse lights. Another neat light is the backup light. So this is not just the reverse light. This isn't reverse. This is the light that comes from the backup camera that shines down at the hitch. That really lights up that area well. Could be super convenient backing up to a trailer. This is also the multi-flex tailgate, which I'll show you in the full review. But we've got abundant ambient, LED lighting. So you've got the overhead LED light, and then you even have LED lighting in the box. Now you can get this on most trucks anyways, but you've got a nice bright light on each side. So even if you have your tonneau cover on, like we do right here, you still have excellent lighting. And these can come on automatically, or you can turn them off with the button there. The thing I want to mention is when you turn on your cargo light, so if you have the doors closed, you turn on your cargo light, you've got these auxiliary lights on both mirrors that don't just shine down, but you also have the ones that shine back here as well. So loading can be easier. Kind of like the zone lighting you'll find in the F-150, but not quite as advanced. Now to give you a deeper look at this paint, this is making it look a little brighter and a little bluer than what it actually is, but it's kind of a unique paint. It's a little bit of a premium option, just $100, but I'll show you the interior a little bit more in a second. But you've got a bright LED light right up above that lights up the whole back seat area pretty well. Another nice touch is you even get some under seat floor lighting back here for a little bit of ambient glow. I'll show you more in the full review, but that ambient lighting under the seat can actually help because we have built-in floor storage areas, and you can actually see a little bit in those storage areas from that light. Another quick note is that there's 4 charging ports and heated and ventilated seats back here, and they're all illuminated. Aside from the under seat lighting, there's lighting in the door handle and even a little tiny bit of lighting in the door pocket. And this is a really cool interior. It's an indigo interior. This is a 10th anniversary edition for this Limited. These seats are really cool. Just an extremely leather wrapped, luxurious interior. Let's hop in. Now as we move into this interior, let me show you all of the lighting controls and the different things that you get in here that you probably would expect in the $72,000 price range. First of all, over on the door, you get a little bit of ambient lighting by the door handle. All your window switches, memory settings, mirror controls, everything's illuminated. And even a little lighting in the door handle and this door pocket down below. The light controls get their own designated knob, even the fog light controls there in the bed lighting. And then these 2 controls here control the ambient lighting and the interior brightness. So for example, look at the ambient lighting in the door pocket and at the bottom. I can dim that, turn it completely off, or even have it pretty light or brighter. And the same goes with the center console. I like having the option to do that. The center console can be somewhat illuminated. You can have illumination all over there on my side, and some of that upward illumination in the center console comes from this light right up here. My only complaint is that that's the only color. There's no multicolor ambient lighting or other color ambient lighting, which I thought was kind of just odd. But then you can control the brightness of the screen, the brightness of the interior controls with the switch right next to it. I love having easy, quick access to both of those. All steering wheel controls are nicely lit with this soft white backlight. You got a pretty big gauge cluster with digital in the middle and then analog left and right. There's a bunch of different information that you can go through on that I'll show you in the full review. There's even a head-up display that can be customized with different information, and it's pretty big. As a lot of you have seen, this is the Uconnect 5 system. It's a 12-inch screen, vertical up and down, and you've got lighting around the knobs, all the controls, everything looks nice. The screen isn't too bright and annoying, and you can control the brightness, so it's not like this giant glowing screen in your face. You can even turn the screen off if you want. You've got wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto that can actually be in a vertical setting right there. You've got all your other stuff that you can control on here. I'll talk more about this whole system in the full review, and I've talked about it in other Ram videos before. Your shifter is a rotary dial up here with your four-wheel drive controls and locking rear diff right next to it. Even your trailer brake and trailer steering controls and your suspension controls and parking sensors, everything has an illumination and a button, even illuminated charging ports and auxiliary knob. And the little blue light right there means that I have wireless charging going right now. So to give you a better look at everything, there's a little dedicated like phone holder right there. Got a couple cup holders here. Move this back, you've got a 115 volt outlet, huge center console area, and I love Ram's center console. This can be moved forward and backwards, cup holders, extra storage. You can cover them both up if you want to. Super massive and comfortable, leather wrapped, 10-year anniversary edition armrest. Look at this in here. I mean, this is even like softly lined, and there's even backlighting on this USB port. But then there's a bunch more under here with a pretty big light on here as well. Ram's got a double bin glove box. You've got an illuminated one up above and an illuminated one down below. Ram also gives you this digital rearview mirror optional, and you can see perfectly behind you even at night. Now there is some light back there, but not a ton, and I can see really well. Overhead, we've got these LED lights that have dedicated buttons with illuminated controls. You can have the lights turn off or not, or turn on or not when you open the door by using this button, so that's great. And when I turn on all of these lights, it is really bright in here. I mean, there's no denying that it's gonna be easy to find something at night, and there's just a ton of lighting overall. And if you wanna check yourself out, you've got a vanity light here too. But like I said, there's no colored ambient lighting. I wish there was a little bit more, but it's still a nice, comfortable cabin with this available lighting in here. These are the adaptive headlights. So you can see just a little wiggle there on those headlights. And there's a decent beam pattern going across the wall. Definitely extra bright right in the middle the way you want it. Beam pattern is not too bad. These are the low beams, and then high beams, definitely extra bright right in the middle. And these are adaptive side to side, which I'll show you in a little bit. But also when you turn your blinker on, you get your fog light automatically turns on over there. And these top end Ram headlights get the best possible rating from the IIHS because they do a pretty nice job. And then moving down in trim level, you'll still get LED on some and then halogen on others, and the rating definitely goes down on those. As you can see on the screen, they're not as good as these top end adaptive headlights. Now let's look at the long distance range of these headlights. So the same hill that I like to line up on my side and right in front of me, you can see it illuminates those red posts really well. Some cars don't do that well on that, but on the oncoming traffic side, it's definitely dipped down, which is normal, but usually some cars are a little bit further than this is, but this is still pretty good, and those high beams light up that hill really well. Nice bright spread right there. So I'm really curious the difference if the headlights actually level up and down. Right now we're in normal height with our air suspension, and then right here we're in our aerodynamic height. Now we're in the top off-road 2 height, and I think things still look pretty much the same. So the headlights definitely seem to level out. All right, y'all, let's get behind the wheel in this Ram 1500. So this has the best end adaptive headlights, as you could see, and watch this, just cruising along. It's extra dark. Let me look over here, turn my blinker on, and it illuminates right over there. Same thing over there. I really like that. But aside from that, we even have the actual adaptive headlights that'll move in front of us, and I just love how it illuminates right next to the vehicle. So in like slow speed cornering in town or around something, it's gonna light up right next to the vehicle and make it a lot easier to see right next to you. But to start with, in these night reviews, first of all, if you've never tuned in for one of them, I start on just kind of a regular road, just a regular city road with some overhead lights. We're going to get on a dark road and turn on the automatic high beams, see how well those do, and see how these do around some corners on some real dark roads as well. But first, let me talk about this Hemi a little bit. 5.7 liter Hemi V8 with the e-torque. And these Hemis just absolutely get up and go. Another quick note before I jump into it, the rear view mirror is automatic dimming, but we also have the camera mirror, the optional digital camera mirror. We have the optional towing mirrors right now, which are not automatic dimming. However, if you don't go for the towing mirrors, this top trim is going to give you automatic dimming side mirrors as well, which is actually really nice when you have some bright lights behind you. Now I just turned the automatic high beams on. A car just came by and it immediately turned them off. So that was good. You can enable the automatic high beams. Oh, they're on right now. It just kind of flashed that car. So that's a little bit alarming, is that they turned on when there was a car obviously right there. They're back on again right away, so they're quick to turn on. But you can adjust those on the main screen over there. Otherwise, you can flick your high beams forward and it'll go between high beams or low beams, or you can move your light dial to the actual headlight section and then it'll just be in whatever mode you set it to. So it's fairly easy to operate. But on these well-lit roads, the high beams are doing a very nice job. Low beams, definitely still a strong beam pattern out in front. We'll get on a dark road right up here. All right, y'all, I have the automatic high beams enabled, and we're gonna switch camera angles in a sec. Get zoomed in on these headlights. So the high beams just kicked on. I'll toggle between high and low beams too. High beams are doing a really nice job lighting up the road, definitely right down the middle. Low beams here. All right, so in my lane I can see pretty well. We'll see how we do going around the corner. I can see the adaptive function shooting the furthest part of the beam around the corner, which is exactly what you want it to do. Low beams are still on. I want to see how far they reach. I can see reflectors pretty well up the road up there. Now, automatic high beams, I just turned those on. The high beams are doing great. The low beams I think are okay. The adaptive function definitely helps, but the high beams really seem to help reach down the road. And the adaptive function will even work when the high beams are on. So it's going to point your headlights in the brightest possible spot, or the brightest part of the headlight in the best possible spot. Turning up the road. Now a lot of times this light on the left, the street light, turns the high beams off, and it just did. High beams kick back on right away. Look how well I can see down that road. Very well. Now here's the low beams. I love how the cutoff line is not super strict. It's not a super strict cutoff line like it is on some. It probably looks that way on the camera, but I feel like there's just a little bit of light that gets past the actual cutoff section to where it doesn't seem like it's completely blacked out above the light beam. Now I'm going to turn down another dark road here, pretty much zero lights, and my cornering light just turned on. And they literally ripped out all the trees out here from the last time I was out here. Anyways, automatic high beams are enabled. I can see down this road really quite well. Now the low beams, I wish they could reach a little bit further. High beams, definitely not much to complain about with this setup. I love the cornering lights. The adaptive lights obviously do a very nice job as well. There is a little bit of ambient lighting in here. The screen, you know, it could be a little overwhelming with having such a massive screen, but you can adjust the brightness very easily. And overall, I don't have much to complain about with these Ram headlights. I'm impressed with them. Cornering light works very well just when you need it. But if this was your first time tuning in for a night video, leave a thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe for some more. Otherwise, thank you so much for tuning in and have a great night.